Well, it seems barely conceivable that a country in the heart of Europe could be in lockdown in peacetime. This is how Italy's cases have grown over the last month, slowly at first, but now more rapidly. It's a textbook epidemic curve. So how does the UK compare? Well, we may have fewer cases and the curve isn't anywhere near as steep. But look back 2 weeks when we had the same number of cases as Italy did back then, and the shape of the curves are very, very similar. So is this an explosion in cases that is also our destiny?
We will see many thousands of people infected by coronavirus. That's what we're seeing in other countries. And the important thing for us is to make sure that we manage those infections and make sure that those individuals who are most affected, so our elderly people, particularly those with chronic underlying conditions, get into hospital and get treatment, and we support other people in the home environment.
It doesn't mean that deaths in the UK will match those in Italy. Here, 18% of the population is aged over the age of 65. In Italy, it's 23%, the oldest population in Europe. And as we know, the elderly are more vulnerable to serious disease. So deaths in the UK could be lower. But the increase in cases has raised questions about the action the governments are taking. France and Germany have a few hundred more cases than the UK, where we could perhaps be in 4 or 5 days. Yet both countries banned gatherings of more than 1,000 people at the weekend. Now here, the government says the time isn't yet right to restrict contact between people because for now the risk is too low to justify the disruption. But the government isn't sharing that evidence with us. It stopped releasing information last week on how many UK cases are catching the virus here rather than bring it in from abroad. By contrast, in Singapore, the public is given full details of the links between individual cases, where they picked up the virus, and their condition in hospital. But cases in the UK are doubling every 2 or 3 days, and some attempt on social distancing to slow the spread of the virus can't be far away.